Ever feel like in this crazy modern world, you could really use like an ancient guidebook?
I see what you mean.
Something that tackles those like timeless dilemmas we all face.
Right.
Well, get this, we're diving deep into the Bible
Oh, interesting.
to uncover how its teachings, get this, remain surprisingly relevant even today.
It really is fascinating how, this ancient text, it offers these insights into like the human experience that just resonate, I don't know, across millennia.
Totally. It's like, are we really that different from our ancestors?
Right. Not so much. The Bible, you see, it speaks to those unchanging aspects of our nature, those universal struggles we all have.
Exactly.
Like with relationships, finding your purpose, even just, facing down a Tuesday.
You got a point there. So it's less about the specific commandments, right?
Yeah.
And more about understanding those core principles, those fundamentals that lead to a fulfilling life no matter what.
Precisely. It's like the Bible, it offers a framework you can use to, navigate the complexities of just being human.
Okay, now I'm intrigued. Where do we even begin to unpack all this wisdom? It's a lot.
Well, a good starting point is the book of Proverbs. It's a good one.
Okay.
It's like, imagine that friend, the one who always has that witty, insightful saying
Oh, yeah, I know the type.
for every situation.
Right.
And some of these sayings, they're shockingly relevant to our modern dilemmas.
Oh, I love Proverbs. Okay, give me an example then. What ancient wisdom does Proverbs offer for someone, let's say, navigating the corporate jungle?
Okay, how about this? Proverbs 16.32. It says, better a patient person than a warrior, one with self-control than one who takes a city.
Whoa, when you put it like that, it's like a total reframing of success. We're like conditioned to think it's all about, climbing that ladder as fast as possible.
True.
Patience and self-control almost feel like, I don't know, weaknesses in that environment.
And yet what the Bible's suggesting here is that true success, the kind that lasts, it comes from mastering ourselves first,
Oh, I see.
not just our circumstances.
So it's more about what? Inner strength than outward success.
Exactly. Think about it. Patience, it leads to better decisions, right?
Yeah, right.
Self-control helps us resist those impulsive actions that, let's be honest, could totally derail our goals.
Oh, for sure.
And these are the building blocks, right, of a fulfilling life,
Yeah.
personally and professionally.
It's like building inner resilience instead of always chasing those, fleeting victories. Yes.
Which, let's be honest, sometimes they're not even real victories.
Sometimes, yeah.
That really makes you stop and think about what truly matters,
Well, it puts things in perspective.
big time.
And speaking of trusting in a bigger picture,
Okay?
Proverbs 3.56, it encourages us to trust in the Lord with all your heart
Yeah.
and lean not on your own understanding.
Now, that is a tough one, I've got to say, especially these days, right?
Yeah.
When self-reliance is like practically worshipped, we're bombarded with these messages about like, forge your own path, trust your gut above all else.
It's true. But always relying on just our own understanding, that can lead to some serious tunnel vision.
Oh, yeah.
This verse, it's a good reminder to acknowledge, that we don't have all the answers.
And sometimes the wisest thing you can do is to actually seek guidance from, something bigger than ourselves.
It's about humility.
Yes.
Recognizing that there's always more to learn, more to the story than just our own viewpoint. And that seems particularly relevant, I think, in the realm of relationships.
Oh, absolutely.
Where our own understanding, let's be honest, can sometimes lead to, conflict.
Misunderstandings, all of that.
All the time. You've hit on another key theme the Bible explores, the importance of, love and forgiveness in building those healthy relationships.
Okay.
And trust me, some of this ancient relationship advice, it's surprisingly deep.
Okay, I'm all ears. What ancient wisdom can help us navigate the complexities of love in the 21st century? It's a jungle out there. Well, let's dive into one of Jesus's most challenging teachings from the Sermon on the Mount. You know that one?
Okay.
Matthew 5.44. He tells his followers, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you.
Whoa. Okay, that's a tall order. Love your enemies. That, goes against every instinct we have.
Right.
Especially these days, conflict and negativity are everywhere. How can we even put that into practice? Seriously.
You're right. It's not easy.
Yeah.
And it's not about, condoning bad behavior.
Right.
Or becoming best friends with someone who just, did you wrong.
Right.
It's about something more. choosing a higher path.
Okay.
One that goes beyond just, like, responding to negativity with even more negativity.
So it's about, what, shifting our perspective,
Yeah.
choosing empathy over anger, even when, let's be real, it's really hard.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's about recognizing that, everyone's fighting their own battles,
Yeah.
carrying their own burdens, and sometimes approaching them with compassion, even if you don't agree with them, can be incredibly powerful.
It's about breaking free from that cycle of negativity, choosing a more compassionate path, it's tough, but I can see how it could be incredibly freeing too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to relationships.
Yeah.
The Bible emphasizes forgiveness as like a cornerstone of healthy connections.
That makes sense.
Ephesians 4.32, it reminds us to be kind and compassionate to one another, forgiving each other, just as in Christ God forgave you.
Forgiveness. So easy to say, so hard to actually do.
Right.
We've all been hurt. We've all been betrayed, let down. But holding on to that pain, that anger, it just keeps us stuck.
You got it. And remember, forgiveness isn't about excusing what someone did.
Right.
It's about freeing yourself
Right.
from that burden of resentment.
It's about, acknowledging the hurt, but choosing to move forward with
Yeah.
grace and compassion for ourselves and for the other person. That's powerful and so relevant, really, for building those strong, healthy relationships. But beyond personal growth, beyond just relationships even, there's this universal human longing, this need for purpose.
Oh, absolutely.
What wisdom does the Bible offer on navigating that search for meaning in our lives? Because honestly, it can feel really elusive sometimes. It's amazing to me how these ancient texts can speak to like such a universal human longing,
It's true.
this search for meaning, for purpose.
Yeah.
In a world that, let's be honest, often feels chaotic and uncertain, it's comforting to think that maybe, just maybe, there's, a bigger picture.
Oh, yeah.
Like a plan for our lives.
It's a really human thing to crave that sense of purpose. And you're right. The Bible addresses it head on. It gets that feeling,
Totally.
that restlessness, that yearning for something more.
Yeah.
More than just, getting through the day.
It's that feeling of, like, is this it?
Yeah.
That I think a lot of people wrestle with, at
Yeah.
some point.
Absolutely.
So what wisdom does the Bible offer for those moments, right?
Yeah.
When we find ourselves questioning our purpose, like, what are we even doing here?
The book of Jeremiah, it offers a really powerful message, one of hope, of reassurance in those moments of doubt. Jeremiah 29.11, it reminds us that even when we're feeling lost, there's a plan. Listen to this. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future.
Wow. I can only imagine like how comforting those words would be when you're, in those times of uncertainty. It's that reminder that, hey, we're not alone in this, that there's a bigger picture unfolding, even if, we can't see it right now.
That's it, exactly. And that whole idea of aligning ourselves with a greater purpose,
Yeah.
it's echoed in Ecclesiastes 12.13, which states, now all has been heard. Here is the conclusion of the matter. Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the duty of all mankind.
So it's not about like achieving a certain level of, success or acquiring a bunch of stuff, but about living a life of purpose, of meaning, by connecting with something, bigger than ourselves.
Yes, it's about recognizing that our lives,
Yes.
they have inherent value
All right.
and purpose. Just because we exist, it's about finding that fulfillment in something
Yeah.
that goes beyond our own, fleeting desires.
Which, let's be honest, can be so fleeting, and then we're on to the next thing,
Right. Always chasing the next thing.
It makes me think about how much of, like, our modern day anxiety comes from chasing those things, those, like, external markers of success.
Oh, absolutely.
It's like we're constantly being told, what we should be, what we should achieve, what we should even look like. It's exhausting.
It really is. It's easy to get, completely caught up in that cycle,
Oh, yeah.
always striving, never arriving.
Totally. So the Bible's encouraging us to, shift our focus then?
Yeah, to shift it away from that external validation and more towards inner alignment.
But find that inner peace, that contentment that comes from knowing, like, hey, I'm living in accordance with, my values, my purpose, even when everything around me feels chaotic.
Exactly. And speaking of chaos, well, life, it's not always sunshine and roses, is it?
Sadly, no.
We all face challenges, right?
Right.
Setbacks, moments of like profound difficulty. And it's fascinating.
What's that?
The Bible, it doesn't shy away from that. from those harsh
It
realities.
doesn't try to pretend like everything's fine,
Right.
which, let's be honest, sometimes it's not.
Ex
But it doesn't offer those like empty promises, you know?
Right,
Like,
right.
oh, don't worry, you'll never have a problem if you just, it's not like that.
It's not a magic pill, no.
It's real, which I appreciate.
It provides a different perspective
Yeah.
on facing those inevitable challenges that we're all going to face.
Okay, I like that. So how does it reframe like difficult experiences?
It shows them to us as opportunities.
Hmm.
Opportunities for growth, for transformation.
Okay. That is a different way to look at it.
One of my favorite verses about this is in James.
Okay.
James 1:2-4. Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work, so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything.
Consider it pure joy. Wow. That's powerful. But I don't think it's about, enjoying the pain
Right? No, of
or
course.
like hardship for hardship's sake, but recognizing that within those challenges, there's potential
Yes.
for incredible growth.
You've got it. It's about adopting a mindset of resilience, that inner knowing that we can overcome, that we can make it through. And through that process, we gain so much.
We do.
Patience,
Mm.
empathy, a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world.
It's kind of like that saying, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger,
Right?
but with a more, I don't know, maybe spiritual foundation.
Exactly. And the Bible, it goes beyond just individual resilience too. It provides comfort, solace during those difficult times.
You're talking about the Psalms, right?
Yeah.
Those like raw, honest expressions of human emotion that people have been turning to for, thousands of years, right?
Exactly, because they're relatable.
Yeah.
They remind us that it's okay to not have it all figured out, to feel overwhelmed, to need help.
To ask for help.
Yes, like Psalm 46.1 says, God is our refuge and strength, an ever-present help in trouble.
It's something really beautiful about that,
It is.
to know that people have been turning to these words for millennia, finding comfort and strength when they were facing their own struggles. It's, I don't know, it's humbling.
It is. It's a testament to the, enduring power of faith and the human spirit's incredible ability to find hope even in the darkest moments.
Yeah,
But navigating life's complexities, it's not just about weathering those storms.
that's true.
It's about the choices we make, navigating those gray areas of right and wrong. And the Bible, it offers a framework for ethical and moral living.
You're talking about that inner compass, right?
Yep.
The one that helps us make decisions when, things aren't always so clear cut.
Exactly.
But with so many different voices out there, so many opinions these days, can the Bible really offer clear guidance on those tough questions?
It's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
It is.
The Bible, especially the Ten Commandments, they've served as a moral compass for centuries, shaping legal systems, ethical codes, the works.
The Ten Commandments, they've definitely stood the test of time, I'll give them that. But are they really still relevant in today's world? It's complicated,
It is.
They don't exactly cover online etiquette or data privacy, do they?
No, not specifically, but you raise a valid point. They don't offer like a line-by-line guide for every modern dilemma.
Right.
However, the principles, those core principles,
Yeah.
honesty, respect for others, respecting what belongs to others, those are timeless,
Yeah.
profoundly relevant.
It's about taking those core principles and applying them to our lives.
Yes.
Even though things are always changing so fast.
Exactly. Cultivating a moral compass, something that can guide our decisions, help us navigate those ethical gray areas. And, ultimately it leads to a more just, compassionate world.
It's about recognizing that true strength, it's not about power or like dominance over others, but about acting with integrity.
Yes.
Treating others with respect, acknowledging the inherent dignity of every human being. Those are values that I think they transcend time.
You said it. You absolutely said it. And the Bible, it reminds us that, living a moral life, it's not about just following a set of rules.
Right.
It's about cultivating a compassionate heart.
You're reminding me of Micah 6.8, where it says, "He has shown you, O mortal, what is good, and what does the Lord require of you? To act justly, and to love mercy, and to walk humbly with your God."
What a verse, right?
It's so good.
Beautifully concise. It reminds us that true righteousness, it's not about, rigidly checking off boxes, but about embodying justice, compassion, humility.
in all that we do. And those words, gosh, they feel more relevant than ever,
They do.
especially in a world that can feel so divided sometimes,
Oh, yeah.
where everyone's so quick to judge, so self-righteous. It's like, where's the empathy?
Right. Where is it?
It's about recognizing our shared humanity
Yeah.
and treating each other with kindness, even especially when it's hard.
Yes.
It's about approaching the world, all of it, with a spirit of humility, recognizing that, hey, we don't have all the answers.
That's right.
And there's always, always more to learn.
Always. And that brings us back, to where we started.
Okay.
The Bible as this guidebook
Right.
for this crazy, messy thing we call life.
It's not about having all the answers, but it's about asking the right questions.
Yes.
And engaging in the conversation, allowing ourselves to be challenged, maybe even a little uncomfortable sometimes, but also inspired.
I love that.
Inspired to actually live differently, to live better.
To live more meaningfully. And, I think as we go deeper with these texts, we realize something really important. That even though so much has changed over time, the human experience, it's remarkably constant. We're all searching for those same things,
Totally.
Love, connection, purpose, just that sense of belonging.
We all experience joy, we experience sorrow, love, loss, hope, despair.
Right.
And these ancient texts, in their own way, they offer this timeless wisdom for navigating it all.
They do. And that brings us to a question for you, our listener.
Okay, I like it. Hit us with it.
What resonates most deeply with you?
Welcome back to the deep dive. We've covered a lot today.
We have.
It's pretty amazing, really, how this ancient wisdom from the Bible can still provide, like, a roadmap for us today.
It really is. It's been a thought-provoking conversation, wouldn't you say?
Totally. And we've only just scratched the surface, haven't we?
Just barely. There's so much more wisdom in those pages just waiting to be discovered.
That's what I love about these deep dives. It sparks that curiosity, I just want to keep exploring, keep uncovering these, I don't know, like these little hidden gems of wisdom.
Absolutely. It really is a journey.
Yeah.
A journey of self-discovery. And it's about, engaging with these texts, not as some kind of, I don't know, like rule book from on high, but as a living conversation.
I like that. A living conversation.
One that challenges us,
Where?
makes us think differently.
As we kind of wrap up our deep dive today, is there one key takeaway, one thing above all else that you hope our listeners will, carry with them?
If I had to pick just one, it would be to not underestimate the power of ancient wisdom.
I like that.
Just because it was written centuries ago, it doesn't mean it's irrelevant. I don't know.
It's so easy to dismiss the past, to think, oh, that was then, this is now. But as we've seen, these ancient texts, they contain these, like, timeless truths.
They do.
That speak to the core of who we are as human beings.
Exactly. They remind us that even though, the world around us is constantly changing, the human experience at its core, it's pretty much the same.
Right. We're all still trying to figure out the same things, like how to love and be loved, what our purpose is.
And how to find meaning in all of it.
Exactly. And the Bible, with all of its wisdom, it offers like this guide, a source of comfort, really, for navigating all of it.
It does. So as you go about your day today, I want you to consider something. What area of your life, just one thing, could benefit from a little ancient wisdom right now?
What a great question. Is there a relationship that needs a little mending? A big decision you're struggling with? Or maybe you're just longing for a deeper sense of purpose, a direction in your life?
Whatever it is, approach those ancient texts, and the Bible is a great place to start, with an open mind. Be willing to listen. You never know, you might be surprised by the insights that you find.
And on that note, we'll leave you to your own deep dive. Until next time, keep exploring, keep those questions coming, and most importantly, keep the conversation going.